Welcome back to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Tiffany Pryor, candidate for the 46th Council District. She'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And like I said, I have a very special guest for you, Tiffany Pryor. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Lydia.
Well, it's great to have you. We love to see people in the community doing great things, especially women doing big things.
Exactly.
During these times. So before we even go in too far deep about your running and the candidacy and all that good stuff, why don't we talk about who is Tiffany Pryor?
Sure. So I was born Tiffany Tucker, which many people know me by. Born to a strong Jamaican mom and a very vivacious Guyanese father. And right here in Brooklyn, I actually grew up in Canarsie all my life. So I went to all the local schools, PS 276, IS 68, as well as South Shore High School. Upon graduating those schools, I went to Adelphi University. At Adelphi, I decided I wanted to start a nonprofit organization based on all that was taking place back at home for me. I realized that there were a lot of young people that were being misguided. And all we needed was just someone to care enough to, reach back and help. And so I started a nonprofit called Redemption. And we got the name from Bob Marley's Redemption song.
Absolutely.
Are you familiar?
Of course.
All right.
You're Caribbean and you have, especially from the West Indies.
That's it.
Bob Marley's kind of a staple in the home. So for sure.
There it is. So the opening lines of the song, right? Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. And so we started a program within the nonprofit called the College to College program. I got together with a group of my friends and family, and we decided to help as many young people as possible graduate high school, go on to college, get jobs, and get involved in the community. So we served over 10,000 people from 2003 when we started to where we are now present.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Definitely service has been at the core of 100%. What you've been doing for a very long time.
I grew up in a household that's what we did. My mom was a minister. My grandparents were a minister. In Jamaica, there was a church built onto my grandparents' home. So This is what I know. This is who I am.
And that's great too, that you really have that strong foundation, and that you're well rooted in the Lord as well, because the politics game, and I've spoken to many candidates.
Yes.
It takes a toll.
It does. I agree. It has been a challenge, and because this is my first time running, it's definitely like an eye opener, but what I can say is that I have a heart for the people. So I'm not a politician. I've studied politics, and I understand it, and I understand the power of government and how it operates and what it means for us as a community. However, I'm a humanitarian. Bottom line, it's who I am.
I agree, and I understand for you to really position yourself that way, because there's almost like a stigma against the word politician, because the word has just become what it is. People see that kind of shady, you'll say anything to get it done. It's like a car salesman. It's like they just want the car off the lot, and it doesn't matter.
It's true.
And then after that, they got your vote, and then it's like you don't ever hear from these people. And it's even more vital when it's the council district, because people forget, but they're so quick to think about the presidential and all that, but rarely does that trickle down to the individual person.
Agreed.
And that's why your local district which gets the least amount of votes, but actually has
one of the most important.
Most important.
That's it. And this is what I'm going around telling people. A lot of people tend not to vote in the primary. In my district alone, there's over 165,000 residents. But in the last election, maybe I think they said 14,000 people came to vote. Over 165,000 people, but 14,000.
So that's like what, 3%, 2%?
I don't even know, right? It's about there, right? Yeah, just about. So I just want you to understand that, even running this election, there's so much that goes into it. There are so many young people who have not registered to vote, and if they did register to vote, they decided not to vote in the general election. They didn't even vote for the past presidential election, much less in a primary. They, and a lot of times just educating the people why this is so important. Why, a lot of times they don't know what their elected officials do, and I tell them we're the people that's supposed to hold all the other city agencies accountable so that the resources and all that our district needs we actually get. And my district, we have some hardworking people. I don't know where you live, but I'm letting you know, the folks in my district, blue collar, white collar, these folks work hard. Some people have 2-3 jobs.
So you were talking about your district. Why do we let everyone know as of today
what
currently is included in the 46th district? Sure.
So the 46th council district serves 9 neighborhoods. It's Canarsie, Mill Basin, Mill Island, Bergen Beach, Garrickson Beach, Flatlands, Georgetown, Sheepshead Bay, and so
parts of Marine Park.
Marine Park, there we go, and Marine Park. I was like, who am I missing? And Marine Park. That doesn't mean I think any less of you. I just forgot in this moment.
Yeah, in this moment.
In this moment. And
that's
so
big.
It's huge.
And that covers a large span of people.
Large span. We have over 10 different languages that are spoken. When I say the gambit, our district serves so many people and in so many different pockets of economic status. I'm speaking about like from working class to, everyone.
Because,
all the way out.
You got the Caribbeans, but you've got the Pakistani community, you got the Russian community, and you've got
the Polish, the Italian.
Yeah.
We have everyone.
So what is your plan? And this is just being real,
Of course.
You're not white. We're seeing a different face. We're seeing when they look at any one of these, and I've asked this to everyone who's going to experience that challenge. What is your plan of attack? Because they see you and they may not feel you represent them.
So let me say this. One, I'm the type of person that I come, I show up, I'm present, and I'm authentic. However, I don't always feel like you need to kick in the door, if that makes any sense. So I wouldn't call my plan a plan of attack, but more or less a vision. And so I do have a vision for my community. And my vision is my slogan. It's called Winning Together. We have to unite and in order to really win this together. Mm-hmm. The way things get done in government, it's by numbers. The more people that show up, the more people that come together. So I'm not going to get into office and say, I'm just going to support all the Caribbean people. Negative. I'm just being very honest about what the situation is. That my community is filled with amazing people, and I want to represent each and every last one of them. I was just telling someone, I was on a Zoom last night, and I explained to them, I said, when I first moved to this district, I was in pre-K, right? And my mom could not pick me up from school. She was working, right? Because all pre-K at that time, school ended half day for all pre-K. So what happened? Baruki's mom, white Jewish lady, took all the kids whose parents couldn't come and took them to her house until someone could pick them up. It was a community. I love that. I don't remember her name, but I remember it was Baruki's mom. You know what I mean? So and that was
so many years later, that's stuck in your mind, and that
impact. And this is what I want people to be able to understand, that we are a community. We have to get back to that. There's a disconnect. Even right now, I'm a youth advocate. So I've always advocated for young people, and I understand that they want people to care. But when we give up on them, and when we say, too many gangs, too many of this, they only turn in that direction because that's where they're getting the attention.
Well, hold that thought. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So, Tiffany, you were saying offline, right before the break, the sense of community. Yes. And I think there's a little part of me that does see that coming back with one of I call it the silver lining of the pandemic,
right.
Where we got to hit reset.
Yes.
families. Like now you have top executives doing meetings with their dog, their cat running around, their kids. And
Everyone.
It became that it humanized us again because
We needed it.
we needed that because before it was like, how dare you have your kid in the background? Or why is your cat walking? And now it's like, oh, it's just the kids of Instagram, or no, sorry, the kids of Zoom,
all of that.
And all that stuff. And it's just nice
to see family, to see people connecting with one another. You know what was sad before this? I can say I was one of them. I went to, I dropped my kids off in the morning. I picked them up. We ate dinner, did a little homework. I read a book or two, took a bath. Everybody went to sleep. Like, that was it. It was routine. It was scheduled. We hit. That was our lives until the pandemic hit, and then we were like, "Hey, you see my shoulders." We got to relax. We were able to enjoy each other on a different level, and we needed that. To be honest with you, this, and I tell people all the time, the pandemic, there were some blessings in it. And yes, I am an optimist, so I do look for the silver lining and stuff. And that was a big part that really hit home for me. And I was happy to be able to spend that time with my kids that I would not have otherwise, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. So, that's one of the challenges I was saying, with you running and having nine neighborhoods.
Yes. 9 neighborhoods, like I said, over 10 different languages spoken. The neighborhood has changed, right? It's about 46% Caucasian, right? And 54% people of color, right? So that's Caribbean and everyone, African American, all involved, right? And I love it. I'm going around, polling people, meeting them, asking them, why do you stay? Because you can leave. So many people have jumped ship and left New York. But my district, people are holding on. Because we love our homes, we love our neighborhood, we love our community. And I explained to them that, listen, we live in a good place in comparison to other neighborhoods. But I remember when our community was way better than this. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to say it for what it is. And I know for a fact that we can get back to that or even expand it and even be greater than that.
I just think you guys need a little bit better transportation.
Listen, transportation is a big issue in my district.
Right there on Ralph and Avenue M, and I know I'm always figuring out which way do I get to the plaza and then ride back, or do I what?
Transportation is a huge issue for us, and we are a district that drives. So I was driving at the age of 14. Not legally. I'm just saying I knew how. My cousins were teaching me because I wanted to learn, because it was a 2-fare, sometimes 3-fare zone to get home, and my mom didn't drive, so it was one of those things like, oh man,
just to get to the train station, it's a commute.
But let me say this: when you're home, you're home. It's one of the most beautiful feelings, so that's why people stay. That, and people love it. They love the quiet. They love the peace. They love the community itself. We have, like you said, we have now a large Arabic population moving in, Hispanic as well as Haitian American. And everyone loves, just a gentleman told me on East 53rd Street that because of the pandemic, they started doing like potlucks once a week, and everyone just coming outside, hanging,
It's something nice, and I think that change was needed. People are looking forward to it. What are some of the things that you definitely want to bring to the district?
I'm going to be 100% transparent. I think that it is important that we begin, as elected officials, we begin to actually reach out to the people. The people shouldn't have to come find us. So many people are in need in many different ways, and that's what's going to be different in my office, where I'm going to actually have a field team. My goal within the 2 years that I'm elected is to at least touch each household in my district once. Meaning that we're going to either knock on your door, you would have received an email from us, you would have met us on one of our streets. Some type of correspondence. I want to say that we've had some interaction where that we're present, you know how to get in contact with us, and we know your needs, and we're listening, and we want to help and be of assistance.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different for me, because this is the district that made me. And I know for a fact that I'm going to work diligently to do everything I possibly can to ensure that my district gets what it deserves and more.
What are the top 3 issues that you think right now are
3
first things that need to be addressed in the issue?
So one, education and youth services. That needs to be addressed. We used to be a district that every child went home with an instrument. No longer. They cut music and arts programs so badly. The young people, they need outlets. With everything that is going, especially during these times, young people are now going back to school. All that is happening, we're going to someone have to retrain them socially in different types of ways. I'm serious. You know, I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I saw the impact.
They just tablet focused now.
Oh man, you know, I'm even trying to get him to write, my 7-year-old, because he's so used to just using that finger on the screen.
Or they multitask, so they're talking to them, and you're like, no, look at me when I speak. Look at me. I'm speaking to you.
So you understand the socialization skills that are now going to have to be retrained.
When I'm with my niece and nephew, and they're like, they talk, and I know they're, but I'm like,
are you really listening?
You're supposed to look at me when I talk, though. Don't make me have to take this out your head.
But you kind of have to, you know, in order to get them to realize, because you have to get them back. You know, from
when you said that, I was like, that is so real.
So I'm being honest with you. And then in my district right now, we've had an increase of death. Young people who've joined gangs, trying to figure out how they can stay connected with their peers, and they're dying in large numbers.
Mural, I think, is in your
on my block. Is on 82nd and Flatlands.
It's in your district.
It's in my district. Pop Smokes. He's definitely, you know, a large, important part of.
He is, but it's very sad because it's like a lot of young people, like, they feel it, but I'm like, you also don't understand. He was like 20, 21, barely 21, and I'm like,
so young.
This is last year with the pandemic, the gun violence
increased.
Skyrocket.
Yes, and again this year it has surpassed that already.
And we're not in summer yet.
We're not even in summer yet. And this is what I've been speaking with the police about, and what we are talking about. What could we do? How can we help? So I am happy to hear that the mayor has decided to not just reinstitute the money that he took out from some youth employment, but he's added additional funds to it because they need something to do, something positive, something constructive. So when I'm talking about youth services and education, I'm not only just talking about the DOE that needs monitoring. I'm speaking about ACS. I'm speaking about the health and human services. I'm talking about all the different agencies that serve youth and serve young people. They can do better.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
No, we'll definitely pick up with that. We're going to take a little break.
Yes.
As soon as we come back, I want to hear more about that.
No
We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. So, Tiffany, you know, you're getting ready. The election's coming up. It's just about 6 weeks out. So it's really going quick. How do people at home get in contact with you? Of course, you know, you're welcoming donations.
Yes.
And not just financial. I always say human capital. You need some labor. You need volunteers.
Especially for the day of. We need to be
How do we get in contact with you?
So the best way to get in contact with me is on my social media. My social media is Win with Tiffany, and that you can find on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Win with Tiffany. In addition to, you can also reach out to us on my website. It's tiffanypryor.com. So please check us out. There's an email address, info@tiffanypryor.com, and we would love your help. There's a volunteer sign-up sheet right on the website, so folks can come in, sign up, you know, and let's get started. Let's work together.
Awesome.
Yes.
No, that's fantastic. Do you know your position on the ballot?
I'm number 6, but number 6 with the city council members. So I don't know if everyone knows, but because the ballot is going to be extensive due to the mayor list, the comptroller list, the judges. Okay, right. So I'm number 6 with the city council under my
under your categories.
Yes,
okay.
under my category.
So under your category, just
Number
look for
6.
Tiffany Pryor.
That's it. Just search for me wherever it is. You have that ballot. Look for Tiffany Pryor. Tiffany Pryor, wherever it is.
And of course, they have to be in the 46th district.
They do. They do have to be in the 46th district, which is one of the 9 neighborhoods that I mentioned, right? So Marine Park, Canarsie, Bergen Beach, Garrickson Beach, Flatlands, Georgetown, Mill Island, Mill Basin, and Sheepshead Bay.
Wow.
That's right.
So we don't want anybody getting disqualified.
No.
So if you have to, I guess if they're in that district, it would automatically pop up.
It'll be on their ballot if I am.
Yes.
If they're living in the district, you just I think the Board of Elections has just recently sent out the cards telling you where you can go vote. So everyone should have received it, and they should have all the information in regards to where to go, how to vote. And if you don't know, they also have early voting. So early voting will begin on June 12th. So June 12th to June June 20th is early voting, and then June 22nd is
the
actual voting day. Yes.
How do you feel overall?
I feel good. I've spoken to many different people. I feel amazing about just having the opportunity. I feel free, to be honest with you. It's been a dream of mine to serve my community at this level, in this capacity. And regardless of win or lose, I'm still going to be there. I'm still going to serve. I'm still going to do everything I possibly can. So as I mentioned to you before, even running with the nonprofit organization, I worked in government. I left my job in order to run. I was the deputy director for community partnerships at the Manhattan DA's office. And so this is my life. It's what I do, and I'm going to continue to do more of it. Bottom line.
That is a big commitment.
I'm focused, though. And I know that we can do it together. So my slogan, again, is winning together. We can do this, y'all.
Winning together.
That's it.
That's fantastic. I love how excited you are. I feel the authenticity.
Thank you.
What would you say has been one of the challenges?
Oh, my goodness. The campaign finance board.
That's true.
Let me tell you. They make you jump through so many hoops. It is ridiculous. It's frustrating, too, at times. But this is what it is. It's one of those things like they do this to weed people out, right? So some people didn't make it. We set out with 10 people running in my district alone, and 8 people made the ballot. So it's a challenge. I'm not gonna tell you guys that it's easy, because it's not,
Yeah.
And so and I think that they do this to somewhat prepare you for the challenges ahead, in all different aspects of dealing with government and what that looks like, the constant negotiation, the constant dotting every I and every T, and everything being scrutinized. So I would say that has been our biggest challenge. But overall, I'm confident that we're working together, we're doing the best that we can, and everything will work itself out. I told you I'm an optimist, so
you are, and I think there's a lot of changes coming this year.
Oh, for sure.
This is the year New York has to hit reset.
Has to.
So we're getting a new mayor.
Yes.
On all the city levels.
Yes.
New people.
31 of them, for sure. There are 31 open seats, and of the 51 seats, 32 open seats, sorry. So we already know the majority is changing already, right? So that within itself is going to set a precedent. But now it's time for the people to really be mindful, to ensure that they're not going to re-elect the same kind of government. And I'm going to be honest. And they have to decide, they have to do their homework. And a lot of times people complain. I'm an actionary kind of person, so I do less complaining, more taking action.
Absolutely,
right?
true.
So I do my research, figure out what to do, and then I take action. And so I would encourage everyone to do your research on everyone that's on the ballot, or at least the people that you're interested in, because it's a lot. So for instance, May, I think there are about 25 people running. You may not be able to research all of them, but at least skim through, figure it out, and then do some research on your top 5. Why? Because ranked choice voting is you get to choose your top 5, and so that's pretty important. Who you want for number 1? If you can't get your first choice, who do you want for number 2, and so on, right? So ranked choice voting is also new.
That is going to be the very first time, because before it was just pick your pick.
Right?
You have to rank.
So that's the reason why the ballot's going to be extensive, right? Because it's going to have all the ranked choice voting next to all the folks who've made the ballot up until this point in all the different categories. So from mayor, comptroller, judges, city council, and I think like some other like smaller seats will be there. So it's going to be a hefty ballot, but don't give up hope is what I'm saying.
But that's interesting because when you do the ranking, when it comes down to it, there's still only one person who's going to.
Only one person. I know.
So it's like, it's not like you're going to have, well, your first and second person going to be representing.
It's just to give, so how they explained it to us is to give people another opportunity to kind of figure things out. So it's not just like, okay, this one person, but to really think to themselves, okay, if I think how they're going to tabulate who's the actual one or two that will move on to the
main.
next. Right.
Absolutely.
So,
well, Tiffany, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here tonight.
Thank you. Thanks
Good
for
luck.
having me. Thank you.
And we are looking forward to hearing about the results come June 22nd.
I appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us.
Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.